Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Stardom Review, a bi-weekly, temporarily weekly review where Andre and myself review the all-female wrestling amazing promotion known as Stardom. I'm your co-host, Melball. That is your Andre. Andre, how are we doing today?
I am doing absolutely phenomenal. It's a bit, the day we're recording is a little bit of a bittersweet day for me, but getting to be here with you, and getting to talk about what we're going to talk about, I am extremely happy to be here.
Oh, yeah, we have got some incredible wrestling to review. We've got our second part of the Goddess of Stardom tournament that we are talking about. And man, we only have, I think, two nights that we need to talk about.
So there's nights 5 and 6 of the tournament overall, and they are the November 12th and 13th.
And just to put it out there, this Melball messed up and did not pay attention to the Stardom website. So when the 13th actually went up, I only saw the first three matches that went up there. So I am actually a little uneducated for this episode. The last two matches I'm going to defer to Andre for his opinion. I mean, the workers are certainly high up there on my favorites list there, so I have a lot of high expectations and spoilers for those two matches. But Andre, without further ado, let's get in tonight.
Before we get to that, I want to get to our sponsor, Rogue Energy. You can scan the QR code down in the bottom right-hand corner there on the screen and use the code that's scrolling on the bottom, OLE Pods, for 10% off your order, thanks to our good friends over at our local establishment who will be helping, who are our hosts for our Twitch streams, which will be coming up Sunday morning at 3 a.m. But I got my Mina Shaker Carwa special, as I like to call it, which I've got the Rogue Energy Caramel Shake in. And I mixed it with milk, but how it's supposed to be milk.
Unlike this Melball, who mixed the cookies and cream with water. But it still tasted like I was drinking an Oreo.
Tastes so good. Like this caramel, this chocolate caramel. I think it's chocolate caramel or something. But
salted caramel.
Salted caramel. It absolutely phenomenal. Like I love it. I love it. But I thank you to Rogue Energy
series as well as a pre-workout series or an energy series. Andre and I have both tried the blood orange one. It tastes like you're eating fruit. It is amazing. Highly recommend.
Yeah, and so thank you very much, Rogue Energy, for sponsoring us and our Willy Pods. So we are going to get into the Goddess of Stardom Tag League tournament, where we are going to start on night number 5, and it is going to the November 12th show. And the first match on the docket is going to be Wingori, the team of Hanan and Saya Iida from Stars, taking on the team of My Hemi, which is Himeka and Maika from Donna Del Mundo. Right? Yeah, Donna. I'm kidding. I do have that.
That's why they do the fist thing.
Yeah, I thought this was a very fun match. Everybody knows my love for Saya Iida. Since the first time I watched her during the Goddess Tag League, or the 5-star Grand Prix, I fell in love with this girl. I think she's absolutely phenomenal. And her team with Hanan, I think they are so much fun. They have one of my favorite tag team moves of all time now, the piggyback splash, as I like to call it, where Hanan jumps on Saya Iida's back and then they splash their opponent. I absolutely love it. I adore this tag team. But in the end, My Hemi hits a double clothesline, and then Himeka gets the torture rack into a sit-out facebuster, followed by a last ride stack powerbomb to Saya Iida, and My Hemi picks up the win.
And I just want to say straight out in the beginning, the beginning of this match was just such an incredible start for both Maika and Hanan. We've been talking to Hanan. She was the Future of Stardom's champion, recently losing that to Ami Sourei. But man, Hanan is such a natural performer and entertainer. You can see it by the picture. Her smile is just absolutely contagious, but her ability to work in that ring, it's just the almost boundless talent that she has is very, very evident. But her go between with Maika, where they were just reversing, hold, reversing, very technical, very almost, I would say, almost fighter-esque as the beginning of a UFC fight. I really enjoyed it. But then to follow it up with Maika and Iida doing the power thing afterwards.
Mhm.
I love this match. This was a really good match. Very good showing for all four of these women. And this isn't really a loss for Hanan and Saya Iida, because they really did show up and take on two of the strongest girls, former Goddess of Stardom champions themselves. They put up a really good fight.
Yeah, I don't think there's a bad loss that Iida and Hanan can take in this tournament. I don't think to anybody, because them losing is not a bad thing for them. They are both very young in their careers. Hanan, I think she's 18. Ida's 25, but they're both very in the first like year or two of their careers. So they're both still very young in their careers. So at this point in their careers, taking these losses in these tag matches doesn't hurt them, because they come out, they have great showings, and they show why they should be in there with the people they are in there with.
100%.
So we're going to move on to the next match in the Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Tournament, and that is another match in the Blue Goddess division. That is O2 Lines, Azumi, and Miyu Amasaki from Queen's Quest, taking on BMI 2000, Natsuko Tora, and Natsuko Ruaka from Oedo Tai. Again, BMI, this is their dominance they've been showing since the loss on their first night by disqualification. They've been showing dominance in every match. The power, the just I'm gonna smash you in the face kind of style that both these women have, but nothing to take back from Azumi, or especially, I will say this, Miyu Amasaki in this match, I thought did so well in how she was being beaten down, and how her comebacks were phenomenal in here. How this girl makes a comeback, I think she's got, and it's not that his level, but she's got inklings of Shawn Michaels level comebacks. I think as she keeps going, I think she has that kind of ability to be that kind of dramatic person for the comeback. And I am really, she's not there yet. I'm not saying that, but I think she has that ability, and I look forward to seeing this girl go far. But the end of this match comes. BMI, it's a signature for them now. Ruaka hits a tree slam. Tora hits the essentially an FU. It's essentially an FU, and then Ruaka hits the splash off the top, and then Tora hits the swanton bomb, and they get the win. Every time they've hit this, they have won.
And it's very odd to see such organization coming out of such a House of Torture-esque faction.
I'm pulling back from as much as I'm going to compare House of Torture, because I actually enjoy all these teams in the ring for the most part. Even the one team, they're Fuki and Freaking Death and Saki, who I'm not as big of fans of as a team, I still like them more. I still rather watch them wrestle than watch anything to do with House of Torture outside a show.
As I was saying, they're kind of almost moving towards a Suzuki Gun thing now with the pole. But you know who has that pole? It's your favorite Doki. So that being said, the beginning of this match was very, again, Oedo Tai, very House of Torture-esque, with Ruaka and Tora hitting the ring, doing their thing. Yeah, look at us. Yay, we're here. And then sneaking out of the ring, limping back to the curtain. And as Azumi and Miyu Amasaki are coming through the curtain, jumping them, beating them up. Again, this is where that beatdown on Miyu really, really started. What I really did like was, I think this was the first time that you and I have personally seen the ref get a little defiant with Oedo Tai, in that he refused to do some counts at some point, much how we've seen in particular Umino Red Shoes in NJPW, where when Ruaka was choking Miyu while she was pinning her, the ref refused.
So unlike the hatred I have,
which I agree with, I prefer, and I like. I know we disagree on what the officials do or don't do. I personally like it. because it shows that the ref isn't just going to be pushed around by these girls. And let's be honest, Tora and Ruaka, really good pushers. Really, I would say they're shovers.
I'm going to agree with you on that point because unlike Marty Asami's incredible unprofessionalism and not flowing from one match to another and just making up his own rules as he goes, he did the right thing because she was choking as she was pinning. He did the right thing. You don't chokes are illegal. You don't get to choke people while you pin them. Simple as that. I'm with the ref on that one.
I do have a lot of notes on this one, but I do want to say my favorite spot of this was when Azumi finally did get the pin from Miyu and hit the ring, ended up having to deal with the double team from BMI 2000, where Azumi ends up taking down Ruaka. And when Natsuko Tora tries to come at her, Azumi ends up actually bouncing her off the ropes and arm dragging her onto Ruaka, which then pops up Ruaka. Tora also gets up, and Azumi is able to follow that up with a double drop kick, and then just the kip up afterwards was a very much an FU. Like, it was just very much just the style, the grace, the almost like I'm better than you attitude that she had as she came up from that kip up. I was like, that was absolute perfection. That was my favorite spot of this entire match.
Yeah, honestly, it was one of the two matches I was looking at picking as my big pick for the night.